supporting strength, inspiration, and success together. Yo, so I had an eventful weekend. I had an eventful joint. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the queen. You feel me? Shout out to my brother Mal. All them brothers in that picture, man. Listen, it's all. I thought about something this weekend, man. It's all love always, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just was thinking, like, when you be in spaces with people and the energy, and it's like, yo, we could be like this more times than we think. You know what I'm saying? When shit is just all good, man, we come to real understandings. That's why a lot of times I always, not always, my main thing for when people talking about solutions when it comes to our people, identity and critical thought, man. I'ma lean on that at all times, man. If people know who they are, you ain't having no type of identity crisis, which a brother told me was like a lot of the mental health stuff that's going on with our people is really from identity crisis. We really don't know who we are. And we getting all these different, we even, now it's so much information out and then so much information is still being grabbed onto. One of the things I used to say when I was upstate is like, I don't care if a brother 5%, Nation of Islam, Moorish Science Temple, Hebrew, Israelite, African Centered, Pan-African, Black Pop, whatever it is, these is all different levels of identity for black folk in America. We tell the story all the time. Everything was taken from us. We were zeroed out. So when we get some information, like, it feels so much like it. But our story as Africans and all these different DNA lines and all these different tribes, bro, it's so vast. We gonna keep getting stuff and we gonna think, oh, this is it. This is it. This is it. And we talked about it a lot. And my elder would say to me, we just branches on the same tree, but we don't know that our branch is just a branch. We be thinking they trees because we ain't had nothing else before it. So dudes will stand on it and we be clashing with each other over just different parts of our identity. And you got some of this information over here. I got some of it because it's so much. We so great. We so balanced. We were first, bro. So, shout out to the Cannons, man. Carlita, Jess, my brother Stan Mill, Maj, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of real things that's going on. People is doing beautiful things out here. We doing beautiful things out here, and we just keep trying to bring folks into the fold and keep trying to empower people to even be able to do their own thing, man. I used to have, like, me and my brothers used to say, if you can't get somebody to, walk, lock, and step, even almost say an air light, you know what I'm saying? Leave residue, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that residue, it grows into something, when they get into different spaces. So that's all I could do. That's all the intent is for all of us. Just keep grabbing as many as you can. If you can grab 10 at one time and one at another time, it is what it is. I'm not a one person either. I don't really like the whole, if I could just one person, what we gonna do with that? That's just me. I feel you. If you could just put all the energy and transform one person and get them to understand all these things that's going on with us as Africans in America, Alkebuanians in America, man, that's a win too. But I'm just like, yo, let's grab as many people as we can. You know what I'm saying? So the weekend was dope. I was honored to be, not honored as in giving a reward or something like that, but I was honored to be asked to speak or like be an opening speaker for Dr. Umar Johnson. And it was real dope to me, man, because he was a real balanced dude. I'm definitely going to get him on the show. You know what I'm saying? But the brother's super busy. We going to see how it unfold, man. But I don't see why it wouldn't happen, But it just shook everybody's hand, talked to everybody, gave everybody his number. I was like, damn, I remember I was doing that, giving everybody my number. But nah, man, he just, for me, I'm the choir. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just reiterating a lot of stuff. It always feels good to be around brothers who understand the information at a certain level, understand what the job is, what the information, and as far as I know from what I've seen up until this point, and then being able to meet the brother, not saying that we are like friends or homies or none of that, but it was just dope for him to move and operate how he moved and operate. And shout out to my brother, Bigger Dre. You know what I'm saying? Dre was on the show before, you know what I mean? Like our first year, because we 3 years in. March 29th gonna be 3 years. Yeah, I'm around. We around. You know what I'm saying? the whole PS family, excuse me, because it's definitely very much still a family affair that ain't never stopped. Like my sister will always say, it is an attack on our black family. And that's what got us all twisted up like this. And she ain't lying. That's where she stand at. So it's gonna always be a family affair, man. You know, we gonna never. I don't care what go. We never gonna stop being family, man. It just I might be over here, you might be over there, but I know my goal always gonna be the same. I'm never gonna go. I'm not fighting my people. You know, anybody that know me know that I'm definitely gonna defend us, our people. But it's no gain in me going at my brother under no circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of one of them things like, however we gotta do it to maintain a push forward. You know what I'm saying? Like the internal things that can happen are going to happen. You know, no matter how much they hurt, no matter how much you don't want them to happen, they are going to happen, and they'll keep happening. Because, you know, my grandfather used to say, and my sister, my older sister, shout out to my older sister, Dee Dee, you know, we've been talking a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, it's never a thing where it's not love with my family. It's just, I be feeling like my drive, my direction, what I want to do, sometimes it just take me to just do it, you know, talking to, you know, and having conversations and meetings and, you know, paralysis by analysis. Like I don't have to, I gotta jump into stuff, bro, and make that shit work. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta just move out, and you gonna have to reach back. And I'm always one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? However it be, like I'm always on build time, self-sustaining time. Not just me though. I'm a community man. However you want to look at that, that's not always gonna be like. And it is what it is, man. You know, like I told people, and I said it over the weekend, I said it on Friday, you know, at the event, you know, we at war, man. That ain't even nothing that got to be like debated. People got, what you talk? Listen, and we trying to have a lot of peacetime relationships during war when an attack is on. And then we try to deal with each other like we ain't being attacked. And some of us don't know how to articulate it. Some of us still don't know. Some of us want, you know, a delusion is going on. You know, it is what it is. But this is the levels of what's going on with folks in America. So I know it's an ongoing onslaught, you know, going on against our people, and we got to be informed. That's like one of our biggest defense mechanisms, because our brains are being played with. So if I can get y'all back to, or get y'all to critically thinking, because that's something that's taught. You ain't born with common sense. I don't care what nobody tell you, you're not. You have to be taught how to think. People do not just come out and think properly. I'm just telling you. You have to be taught it by example, and you have to literally be told, if you do this and this, that will happen. You know what I'm saying? So people have to be taught how to think, and it's the reason why they stopped teaching, you know, reason and logic and critical thought in elementary schools. Like, it ain't hard to tell. Like I say, like it ain't hard to tell like what they want you to be and what we dealing with. And then I seen a post this weekend. I think my daughter had posted it when he was saying something. It coincided with what Friday was about. My brother Bigger Dre, he's been on, you know, human trafficking. You know, before it was like the catchphrase, but when he seen that it was the catchphrase, he opened it up to more conversation, you know, like the school to prison pipeline, the foster care system. You feel what I'm saying? Like these things are kidnapping people too, human trafficking people too. Shit, our existence in America started with human trafficking. That's the history of America. We were humanly trafficked. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of names, the Ma'afa, all these things, the slave trade. But yeah, we were human trafficked. So seeing that these things have it's reiterations of these things, because again, you know, the key, I always talk about capitalism, bro. People try to make money, and they try to maintain power once they got that money. And whatever they need to do, they will do that. Whatever they need to do. So that was the conversation on Friday at my brother event, and we you know, I talked about it from the standpoint of me being in prison and how I was basically humanly trafficked, and didn't, like, at the time that it happened, I didn't understand, like, these things are set in place to physically take my body, black body, whatever it can produce, similar to slavery. And y'all understand that the 13th Amendment is still a real thing. Slavery is still a real thing in America. All of us who have been and still is on parole, went upstate, you are a ward of the state. I'm on custody level 1 as I talk to you right now. I am not a free man. I am a custody level 1. Think about that. Whatever the fuck that even means. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm still in my stages because I'm on papers, as they say. You know, I'm still in my stages of what they done turned human trafficking and slavery into. So my brother talks about it, you know, and then Dr. Umar, it was dope to meet him because I first seen the video on him while I was at Graterford around like 211. That's the first time I ever seen him. I told him that. That's why it was an honor for me because I remember they would have, I guess that was his first video. I think he did it in Black and Noble. I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? We ain't really go deep into it. You know, he was talking to a lot of different people. We took pictures. We stood on the sideline. We chopped it up a little bit. And, you know, that's one of the things that we was talking about. But it was just crazy that I'm like, damn, to see you then I seen him again on like Roland Martin. If you don't know these shows, just check them out. You know, Roland Martin for me is a really, and damn, if I could, I would get Roland Martin on here too. You know what I'm saying? Because I really like, I had my questions about our people when they start talking like they know something. Or you see people, you know, I'm questionable about folks that's on like CNN and Fox News and, you know, these Meet the Press and all that. Like, what type of black, are you really for us or do you believe in this system? Like, what is going on here? So Roland Martin, I'm not gonna lie, I had those same questions for him. I can't, you know, over time I've seen that Roland Martin is very much for our people. Have I been like looking into Roland Martin too much since I've been home? Nah, not really, but I've seen little YouTube clips, stuff like that. And one thing I can say, super intelligent brother, and he really know how to break down not certain issues, but issues. And I noticed issues that he didn't really know in depth, but he understood and he knew the importance of making sure that information came clear. He would grab other dudes and bring them on the show. And then that would be the first time for a lot of them cats that a cat like me would get a chance to see them. So after I seen Dr. Umar, you know, on the video that they played a lot up Graterford, you know, he got movie days where it would just play all day, you know. So, and he talks about in that, you know, he talks about in those, you know, he talks about basically the school to prison pipeline, but he talks about special ed, how our young men are being told about moms. It's a whole system in play to just get all of these young black men in special ed, get them on medication. You know, basically zero them out. And then by the time they finish school, you know where they going. If they even make it through school, they gonna wind up in juvenile placement. You know, foster care, stuff like that before, you know, and then that's saying, you know, you going to prison. And they already had, listen, you don't need to learn, take this medication, give your mom this Social Security that ain't really nothing. But she's so, you know, broke, depressed, struggling, being a black woman in America, probably raising this young man or young men by herself. For a variety of different reasons, all play into what goes on in America. So you create this thing where you got more black boys in special ed than any other group of people. So it's kind of like, damn, is you saying black men are innately have these behavioral issues, learning disability and all that? It's like, no, y'all misdiagnosing them on purpose. And this brother just so happened to be on the front line with it, understood what was going on, and started talking about it. And then when I seen that video, I think that, again, I don't know if that was his first video talking about it, but that's how I got exposed to him. So then now, a couple years later, I start seeing him on Roland Martin. Another brother I always be shouting out, you know what I mean? I'm going to get him on the show too. I respect his work, a brother named Greg Carr. Like I be telling y'all, that's the only podcast that I watch. Him and a sister named Karen Hunter. I haven't been watching it a lot lately, but when I do tune in the podcast, that's the only genres that I watch. So I started seeing the brother Greg Carr coming on there, and that's what I really enjoyed about Roland Martin. I would see a lot of, I don't know, you know, if this what they call them, like public intellectuals, you know what I'm saying, scholars, stuff like that. I would see these brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Because that's the first time I seen Angela Rye, a activist, queen, that, you know, be on her ones and twos. Seen her on CNN first. I seen her pushing a lot of different agendas for our people. Wasn't really caught up off the feminist movement like that. That was something that stood out to me about her. Same thing with Tamika Mallory. And then, you know, it's just, it's certain, I seen a lot from this young woman as well. I'm saying young woman, we probably around the same age, but she looks really young. She reminds me of Diamond Cuts. They look alike to me. You know what I'm saying? Both beautiful women, you know what I'm saying? But they favor to me. But I seen them in the space initially on Roland Martin and hearing what these queens had to say and seeing where they were at in the fight. You know, people can always have, when you are a public person, because the funny thing for me about Dr. Umar being on Roland Martin, what I didn't respect is that the whole attack initially as if he was going to get, and I respected this about him, he would be for all intents and purposes, which you would think he worked up, but I'm somebody that like would be talking and being loud and I'm passionate about what I'm saying, but I'm not so far gone where it's like I don't like this person, I'm ready to fight him or whatever, but I'm in the shit when I'm in it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's real to me, because it's real. So what I didn't like is this whole attack on the school. Like, the information he's saying is what we should be talking about. If he's talking about the school to prison pipeline, is he talking about, you know, President Obama and his misgivings when it came to black folk, like any kind of issues that he's been on, people try to bring it to, where's the school? That's a scam, this, that, and the third. And he did announce, you know, the school is pretty much done. He got over 5,000 resumes. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had people come paint the school. He said he should have had a little bit more guidelines because people don't know what the hell they be doing. But I love that energy that people just like, no, those people that been supporters of, like my sister Didi. This was a big thing for me to send her that picture, you know, me and him, like, because I know my sister, we been talking about him over a course of a couple years. I don't know if I introduced him to her or she introduced him to me, or one of us said something about him and the other one already was like, nah, I already know, boy, I was kind of watching this stuff. I like what he be saying. So he, you know, start moving up the ranks in it, like as far as popularity and, you know, being more and more public. And it just was funny to me, like, you know, the attack be on and it's so obvious. And it's crazy how they sent our people to do it most times. You know what I mean? So that's like a crazy thing to me. But from what I've seen, man, he stays consistent to what he knows to be fact. And I didn't think it should have been this big ass thing about whether he was or wasn't related to Frederick Douglass. Shit, I'm related to Frederick Douglass, and I don't need no proof. What? That, like, what are we talking about? You know, like, for us to make that this big ass thing, and he's past that. Like, he's past it, but I haven't seen people on that train. But I remember when he first came on Roland Martin, it was like, look how easily they divert us from what's really important. You're lying about being Frederick Douglass. What do that matter, bro? You lying about who you related to because you don't know who you related to. Most of us don't. The fuck? Like, that John blow. When I used to see it, used to blow my mind because I'm like, you probably don't know who you really related to. So if I want to say Harriet Tubman was my great aunt, I'm going to say it. And I'm really going to believe it. And what are you going to tell me? Oh, where's the proof? I don't need no fucking proof. They my people. And I'm rocking with that. And why would we be having an argument about that? That's stupid. But that's how I used to feel. And that was like one of the attacks they would have on him. And I'd just be like, it would make me more, usually when they attacking folks, you know something going on that's not wrong about this person. You might not agree with a whole lot of stuff, but when you see the attack be on, something, they done something, or they see something in them, or they see a movement coming behind them that the person might not even see, that they want to quell. And it's crazy because the people that they going to send to attack you first is your own folks. You know what I mean? So, it was really dope, you know what I mean, being able to see that from that brother and then meet him and appreciate the things that he doing out here, you know what I'm saying, unapologetically, you know. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Bigger Drake. Shout out to Dr. Umar. I was honored. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got to get him on the show. Excuse me. I got to get Greg Hart on the show. Damn. That's a definite. I'm going to see about Roland Martin. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just start picking some people and just like actively. I told y'all, I'm jealous, so I don't care. Like, you can be like, "Ooh, you trying?" Yeah. Because I respect these folks' information, man. You know what I'm saying? And I respect us having people that do understand the details and can explain it in a lot of different ways so our people can get it. It's so funny because I had the little brother on the show, Son. Shout out to Son. Came. You already know, bro. I wish I could have slid up, but you know. It just, you know, some of us was blessed to be able to see it a little clearer, man. Be in some spaces where some people explain some things to us, had an opportunity to read a couple things, to be around some things, and you know, become the canary in the mine. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this ain't it. Like, and even I was having when the little brother said something about Martin Luther King the last week, you know what I mean? And again, that's a reading thing. If you go read, you will see one how they play with this Dr. King thing, how they have, because it's like now people like whatever. Like, nah, yeah, we know y'all and with this John diluting it and all that. But I would tell people to read about Dr. King from like 65 until his unfortunate assassination. You know, and it's funny, I seen a post where it's like, y'all keep utilizing Dr. King and y'all shot him. Y'all killed him. You know, and it's in the COINTELPRO shit. Like, look it all up. Like, you know, the Black Messiah, you know, thing that went on where they formulate basically indictments and cases behind people who are freedom fighters, who are fighting for people who are being, you know, subjugated and disenfranchised and tortured. They're living in tyranny. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that allows you to know every time war. These are battlefields. These are fronts. You know, and then it got so funny. I was explaining to some folks because it get like not spooky for me, but it's like what I be seeing in real time is like everything around my brother be saying it came, he saying it like, bro, everything around us is built to attack us. And then it's like you look at the food, you look at the media, you look at school, the hospital, you know, the mortality rate for black women. A sister said something to me. I know who, I forgot who exactly said this over the weekend, but this shit was like really profound where it was like, how is the infant mortality rate and the death of black women dying at the hands of childbirth, if you want to say it like that, dying during child or from complications from childbirth at an alarming rate, more than anybody else, under quote unquote underdeveloped countries and all that. America is what it is, and it's so crazy because y'all built y'all medical system off of these same black bodies. But however, that's another conversation. We can get into that. But that conversation of women dying during childbirth is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Because most these women, it doesn't really matter if these women are educated, if these women have insurance, it don't matter. Like, women need advocates. That's something I've talked about on the show a lot. Doulas, more women need to really start tapping into getting doulas when they ready to have their babies. You need those advocates. You need those sisters to help you go get that baby. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's more, you need to read up about who we are as African folk and where these babies come from. And it ain't spooky. But what was said was African women, Alkebulian women, been having babies. They started having babies first. It's documented. I'm not going through all this with y'all again. They started having babies first. So black women been having babies for millennium. More than anybody, before anybody, they was the first people to do this. And they always had other black women around. It wasn't something that was done by themselves, ever. Because it's not supposed to. But she was like, how is it that we've been having babies longer than anybody else, and now all of a sudden we don't know how to have babies and we don't want to have babies? That's not possible. What is the issue in there that's making it like you're dying? You are dying during childbirth? The one who was having childbirth before anybody else. But then what you got to understand is, who are you going to have these babies? Myself included. Myself included. And it didn't feel good. That me knowing what I knew had another woman catching my baby besides an African woman, with the African woman that I'm having a child with. And every woman in the room should have been African. So I tell y'all, like, yo, and I was her advocate. I always been. So it's a crazy thing, man. I just want my sisters to, like, all this you don't got no friends stuff, that feed into us having kids too. And we need y'all to do these things together. We just do. It's not working. It's not working. It's not. If black women is dying more than anybody else trying to have baby, like, come on. That means she need to come on home. That it need to be a whole bunch of black women. Every time a black woman have a baby, it need to be at least 2 to 3 black women in there. Family or no family, because we all family. Like I went to a couple events and listened to women who are doulas, women who have had doulas to help them through, be there sisterly through that process. And yo, man, it's needed. Because that's how it was being done. It was a time when your grandma, your mom, your aunt, your sister, everybody was in the room. Everybody was having that baby. They was helping you go get that baby. You feel what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that stood out over the weekend, man. Like hearing that, like we've been having babies first. So how are our babies dying during birth? Or how are we dying during birth? Like we don't know how to have children all of a sudden. No, it's because we putting that process in the hands of the people that shouldn't be in the process. It shouldn't be in their hands. It just shouldn't. It's just too much going on. And it's very on purpose and intentional. So, again, we need advocates for African women. You know what I'm saying? And doulas are important. And that sisterhood of doulas. I don't know. I just went to those events. Shout out to Baby B Sue. Shout out to Reclaim Black Motherhood. Doulas Matter. It's a couple different Johns from going to Reclaim Black Motherhood's events and hearing, you know what I'm saying, the testimonies from these sisters like, yo, and getting that feeling and that vibe in the room. It's like, nah. Shout out to what is it? A home for Shauna. I hope I'm not messing it up. Miss Cleopatra, I hope I'm not messing your organization up, because what your organization represents is very important. And she's one of the people that's in front of this issue. If I'm not mistaken, she is a doula as well. And it was her friend, I believe. I hope I'm not butchering this story, but her friend, I believe, passed away from complications from childbirth. When I went to the event that she had, and she showed the documentary, it was a documentary telling you, from the standpoint of the men, the husbands and the children, who are left with the children, and how they're explaining it. But the whole issue is about just our women are not being protected in these hospitals, bro, and it's not by accident. It's not. So let's get that, wrap our hands around each other, our ladies, our women, you know what I'm saying? The whole I don't have no friends stuff is not really a thing. That kind of make me feel like you don't have no social skills. And if you don't have no social skills, how we gonna be in a relationship? Like, you need to deal with a lot of different people. We are social by nature. The whole concept and idea of having this one friend, this one partner, this one like we just want to have that one person to just know. Nobody else can go near him. You don't want to need nobody. It's just me and you. That's not how this shit. That's why this shit don't be working. That shit is toxic for real. And that's why motherfuckers be banking it, because it be like, what? I can't be around you all day. And it shouldn't be like that. We are supposed to experience a lot of different people on a lot of different levels. Yes, you do have to have that time when you come back and you're more of a recluse, and you may be, if not spending time just by yourself, you're bringing in somebody that's very close to you. But it is not healthy. Like, it's not healthy to be by yourself. It is not healthy to just be with one person and put everything into that person and leave nothing else for nobody else on either way. That's not healthy. You have to have friends. Everybody don't got to be your best friend. It's levels, and it should be okay. Everybody you ain't got to talk to every day. It's levels to it, but you should have these experiences with different people. I noticed something about myself, like, going through shit over the last couple months or whatever. It's real shit, you know what I'm saying? Real people involved, real love, real hurt, real pain involved, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things I noticed about myself, I wasn't listening to music as much as I normally do, because music really, really, and I'm not unique in this, but music really, really does it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, music puts me in different moods, so it's like music can alter my mood. And normally in the more, I think in R&B. I don't really think in hip hop. I love hip hop, but I think in R&B. So I probably wouldn't turn a hip hop song on if I was trying to, you know what I mean, change my mood or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Certain genres. But and they even are more like, when you listen to the beats, they more like an R&B type thing, not like the hip rap shit, but more like some like jazz hip hop type shit. I would guess like some Tribe type shit, Tribe Called Quest, or let me think, Ninth Wonder, somebody like that. You feel what I'm saying? Hi, Drew. We have 1 week. We have Hazik on the line right now. Oh wow, I gotta get this together, man. But it's that's the thing for me. Like changing, I needed music and I wasn't listening to it enough. And I noticed I started, and shit started moving a little different. And I'm like my mom very much. I like to visit people. Oh shit. Oh, like Ezekiel, who created Beat Society. No, I'm gonna have to jump on that joint soon as I get off of the air. Cause like I said, I'm not gonna lie. There's some things going on, but shit is looking up, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm definitely gonna get with you. I promise you. Soon as I get off of the air, I'm gonna get with you. But it's just it's a thing. So I was like, yo, I need to listen to more music to kind of like mellow myself out, balance myself out, get more into my eye. And it's been funny because I've been hearing more people talking about my eye. You know what I'm saying? Order, balance, harmony, reciprocity, righteousness, truth, and justice. Those are the 7 principles of my eye. So I've been trying to like lean more into that, have more order, have more balance, be more harmonious. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on reciprocity or respect. I'm big on that. You know what I'm saying? Righteousness, you know, and that can, what is, you know, a person can start like, what is being righteous? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, truth, that's going to always be a thing. Truth, it's going to always be transparency. That it's going to allow itself, it's going to let itself be known all the time. And then justice, fairness, you know, and shout out to Men's Coffee Talk, Kevin Brown. He been doing it for a little minute. Another thing, I'm honored to be able to come on and have conversations with these brothers. It's really just a space for us to be able to talk about whatever the issues is. You know, it has a nice, for me, I feel like it has a nice following, and there's a lot of different type of brothers. It's a lot of networking potential on there. Just seeing what different brothers is doing in the city. A brother, I can't remember his name, but he is the creator of B Condom. You know, for anybody that don't know, I talk about this because when I found out, I was like, damn, this is crazy. This is something people just, I think people need to know because it's really important. So Trojan and Lifestyle for a long time were the only 2 condom brands. And the way they kind of squoze everybody out the market is because they started getting basically grants and contracts from states to give out free condoms at events, school, whatever state ran thing, and they wanted to give out free condoms. So as a part of a kind of like non-profit thing, they give out so many free condoms. And then, you know, they make their boxes in all of these different shapes, colors, sizes. So you would really think that it's a lot of different variety. But really, if you look at it, it's Lifestyle and Trojan. So the brother, and you know, black folks, black men, black women always had an issue with these condoms, like the smell, you know, being allergic, you know, the size, fitting, whatever. All of that shit has been an issue. So this brother, he come up with the B condom. And it's totally geared towards black men. And he's a black man. And I promote that because he's seen the lane. Motherfuckers ain't gonna stop having sex, and niggas need to wear condoms. You motherfuckers need to wear condoms. We all do. We wear the fucking condoms. Like, I'm a man. I done went through all the shit with the condoms. But wear them fucking condoms, bro. Think about this shit for a minute. I feel like the condom is giving you a chance to think. When you put the fucking condom, you can have a chance to think. Because the shit that can happen when you don't, it can happen and it ain't no chance to think. You just got to do the shit. So it's like, if you're having a baby, you don't got no time. The baby's coming. You don't have no time to think. Or even with a fucking abortion, it's like, oh, fuck. Like, what is this? No time to think, nigga. What you gonna do? You ain't got no time to think. Or a fucking disease. It's no time to think, nigga. But if you put the condom on, you'll get some time to think. And you'll be able to, you know, keep doing what you're doing with time to think. Because these other things are not happening because you got condoms. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't did all the dumb shit with condoms that any other man has done. But I'm very consistent. I'm not even gonna say try. I'm pretty consistent with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying pretty consistent because I'm being very honest about this. You know, and things still transpire. And then the dice, bro. No, we've all done that too. No, And I know it be getting, you be all in your situation. It's all hot and heavy, and I know I'm human too. But put them fucking condoms on, please. Buy them. And buy the B condom. I don't know nothing about this brother. Y'all could probably go do some background, be like, why are we supporting him? But hey, what the fuck? Until I find out it's a black-owned business, it's a great black-owned business, it's a really good lane, and support that. What I want to do or attempting to do right now, I'm going to have to step back in with some of the folks that I work with is like the way that Trojan and Lifestyle get the contracts from like the state and all that. I think black ran organizations like nonprofits and stuff like that should kind of try to do the same thing with the B condom. Like you put in for the grant for whatever you doing, and then you get a section to give him, whatever, a nice amount to bring the B condom in and give it out. So instead of him having to compete with these bigger brands, and what comes with that, dealing with the state, because motherfuckers can really be bought off. Where Lifetime and Trojan been fucking with them for so long, and they paying people so they can keep getting this contract, and those people gonna keep other folks out the lane so they can keep getting paid by Trojan and Lifestyle to put in for the state to give these condoms at whatever. Y'all could probably think of, the clinics and stuff like that. All the state-run stuff that would have limitless condoms. Lifestyle, and they didn't give that shit away from free. And the ones they did give away is branding. Because we the only two motherfuckers in the lane. So if you can't get it from the flea clinic, it's going to be at the store. Only two Jones in there. You feel me? So it's branding and marketing too. So support B Condom. Definitely is a silver pack. Got a lowercase b on it. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. It's a good joint. I've bought them. So I'm telling y'all from experience. I've bought them. I bought them and used them. Okay? If that's the part y'all want to hear, I bought it and used it. Yeah, the B condom's a good condom. It's better than Lifestyle and Trojan. And I'm not just saying that because it's black. He really, they researched it. When he came on Men's Coffee Talk, he talked about all the research that he did. You know what I'm saying? So, again, shout out to Men's Coffee Talk. We had a conversation on Men's Coffee Talk this morning where it was about like stress. I think if I'm not mistaken, is it Mental Health Awareness Month? I think I could be wrong. He said it was a month. I think it's mental health. I could be wrong. I don't really be up on all the months like that. I apologize. The months and the colors and stuff like that. It's still I don't need those symbols either. Not to say that these things shouldn't be remembered and stuff like that, but I don't need these symbols to know that these issues are important. I really deal with them daily. You know what I'm saying? For real, like in a very intentional way. So we talked about stress, and I had to acknowledge something that I don't like to acknowledge. Like when I was locked up, I didn't deal with a lot of stress because I found things to be purposeful about in prison. My health, my education, my identity, stuff like that. Trying to just be, be a better man. You know what I mean? Like I would say, like if people like the person that I went in as, I came out as a way better man. I came out as a man. You know what I'm saying? And that's in spite of the prison. So I would always, even though it's the levels to that, like I hated it there, at the same time, I moved with a lot of purpose to where I wasn't like stressed out. I always ready to go, but I wasn't stressed out. I didn't deal with a lot of stress because of how I maneuver. I didn't really talk to a lot of people at all. I stayed to my regiment, and my regiment was very beneficial to me overall, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and intellectually. So my stress levels is down for those reasons. So now I come home and I'm like, I'm kind of the same because now I'm home. It's like, damn, I did all this shit and I'm home. I prepared. I trained. I was a monk. I did monk shit. You know what I mean? I was a priest. I read. I didn't talk. I wrote. I did my own little priesthood as I read these books. You know, and then I come home like, shit, I'm home. Now all these ideas could get manifested. This shit could just blow out of my, like this, just everything. Oh shit, about to break stuff. I apologize. But I it's just one of them things. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely ready. The time was now, and I was ready. And I came home, and like people say, you hit the ground running. And a lot of the things that were going on was like, all right, that's not an issue for me. Whatever, you know what I mean? And then to finally get to a point and be like, oh shit, I am a little stressed. I am feeling this one right here. I can't say I'm good. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not really what's going on. And I'm to the point where I don't even want that. The fuck? I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to just go through this shit. I'm going to just deal with it, you know? So that was a thing for me. I got stressed from having to acknowledge that I was stressed. Because that's not something I'm used to having to acknowledge. And it don't even be no fake shit where it's like, you know how we do as black men. And now I see our women doing it more and more as well. Like, I'm all right. I'm fine. I'm cool. That fake shit, that shit is fake. That's the defense mechanism. It's created it. You know what I'm saying? It was created. That mask. And then insanity comes when you can't never take the mask off. It's like you be code switching so much, you just get caught in that shit. You can't take it off. You know what I mean? Like that character that you created to be a defense mechanism, you playing the character so much, you become the mask. It becomes your real face. And we have to be mindful of that. You got to get into those spaces where you can really, really just be you. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible. You know, you want to be in them spaces where it's just like, you don't got to, excuse me, you ain't got to worry about who did what. And it's like you just here with the people that are chilling, whatever y'all doing. You know what I mean? Like you feel good. It ain't no pretense in this motherfucker. It ain't no ulterior motives in this motherfucker. You can say whatever you need to say and your words are not going to be played with and weaponized. You feel me? It's going to be a level of understanding and people not going to be trying to spin you and lie to you and, play, psychological games and shit. You feel me? So it's like the more you can get in those spaces when you could be free of thought, like psychologically, where it's like I ain't got to really worry about what I'm saying to this. I could just freely have a conversation because this shit is not being taken and played with and nothing is being done with it. You just in a space and you could just genuinely talk to a motherfucker, yo. Like, find those spaces as much as possible. You need them. And I learned that. So it's like having to admit that I'm stressed. That's stressful to me. And I don't like it. But I'm with it. I'm cool with it. Having to know that I got to process shit. Like, yeah, who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? But you got to. And sometimes it's not going to come out the same on the other end, man, but it got to be a place where everybody gets to be healthy or attempt to be. Everybody gets to be whole. If I could say, leave me alone, that's what I would say. I just want everybody to be good, seriously. But leave me alone, because I'm definitely going to leave you alone. And still pray for you. Seriously. And hope that I'm being prayed for. So it's just one of those things, man. Find space, man. Find space to be able to calm your brain. Find that space. Because I was like, damn, I got to listen to music more. Why? Because music calms my brain. And I got to listen to certain types of music. I can't be hearing all of the other shit that gets your shit riled up. You got, by the time the sermon goes, you got to have a conversation with yourself like, okay. That was the music. Let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back together. So that's what I would say, man. Like, find a space to calm your brain, man. Everybody. Like, find a space where you could be around people where you could just talk freely. And it's no ulterior motives. Again, your words won't be played with. They won't be weaponized. It's real open conversation. Or none at all, and it's chill, it's cool. Motherfuckers ain't watching each other. They ain't saying that they watching you. What are you feeling like? What's going on with you? Like, man, it's not an espionage movie for me. I'm just being real. It's not, especially not with my people. But it's a crazy thing, man. The Men's Coffee Talk was really good. Again, you know, I don't want to start shouting out people. I shout out my brother Jamie. Cause I don't remember everybody's name. I know my man Hakeem was on there. You know what I mean? A couple of folks from Odd Day was on there from the Credible Messenger program. I forgot the brother name, and I've been in a lot of spaces with him. Very distinct voice. He got a radio show, but he was on there. He did a really good presentation, you know, and we was talking about like what is justice. And I'm not going, you know, I like current affairs, you know, as far as information to kind of know, but I don't want to talk, and not because I'm scared to talk about it, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared to talk about it, but that's not my fight for real. It's a lot of things going on that been going on. There's shit going on the continent, been going on. South America, been going on. Central America, been going on. It's a lot of things going on. So if we're going to start talking about one, I want to make sure I could talk about all of them as well. You know, and I would love people to come on the show and talk about it. It's not none of these things are hot button issues for me, because they all have all right, the Israel, and I'm not talking about it, the Israel-Palestinian thing has been going on since Israel got there and took the goddamn land. So why the hell is we talking about this like it's new now? It's been going on. The same thing with shit going on in Rwanda, shit like Nigeria, like, bro, listen, it's a lot going on. And what I would tell people is concentrate on those conflicts, because I know certain conflicts could be symbolic for what's going on with you and your conflict, but concentrate on those conflicts that are closely associated to you and what you got going on. When I say I'm talking about is black folk, concentrate on the conflicts. Yeah, they all have something. It's normally some black people in there, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Concentrate, you know, because we'll talk about this as if the same thing ain't been happening here. As if we can ever stop talking about that. So what's going on in Philly and in New Orleans? And you know what I'm saying? So that's where I lean with that. But I'm always good to have any type of conversation people want to have. And I didn't think it was cool with the reason why that the event they didn't have it in the rotunda, because they said they don't like Dr. Umar's position on LBGT. But y'all be having openly racist people come and do speeches and all at these fucking colleges. Like, bro, cut it out. But that's cool. That's cool. And the people need to pay attention. And really just pay attention to Penn overall. Him not being able to speak there is a drop of what Penn has done and is continuing to do. And they even talk about it. They doing their own studies on their own treachery. Academics. But, yo, man, listen. We about to slide up out of this joint, man. And I'm definitely going to get right with you. I'm going to get right with you. And I need information from you too. So I'm definitely going to get right with you. Thank you for giving me that reminder. But again, this weekend was dope for me. I felt honored. That, you know, I could be an opening speaker for this brother, and he doing his ones and twos. He's somebody I don't listen to like religiously, but I have listened to him leading up to this point, and I agree with almost everything. You know, and meeting him, he was a thorough dude. You know, I liked it how he moved around, man. I really just appreciated it. I'm paying attention to that. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna say I know everything about him personally, because I don't. But I'm just saying that moment in time we was together, I was there. I seen how it went on up close and personal, and it was one of them Jones, man. You know what I mean? You know, in this fight, and he got a lot of other things going on. I'm definitely going to tap in. But like I said, I'm trying to get my brother Greg Carr on here. Yeah, I'm saying it like I met him already, and me and him know each other. I don't care. I told you I don't care about being Joe. I'm going to keep saying I need Greg Carr to come on my show. And Dr. Umar too. So we going to work on them things. What am I missing? Again, shout out to those folks right there, man. I'm coming back over this week. Chop it up with y'all. Shout out to that boy right there. Jarue, Masa Makali, Orji Tamoja, Jarue. All y'all people that keep saying Jarue, stop it, yo. I'm about to be on this time with it. I'm trying to help people self-correct. So I'm going to tell you if you're not watching the show. But now, stop calling me Jarue, yo. My name is Jarue. 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 There you go. Jarue Masamakali Orji Tumojua. Masamakali is sharp eye. Orji is tall or strong tree. Tumojua is one family. How I look at my folks. My peoples. Alkibulanians. We are one people. And I'm going to keep pushing that envelope. I'm a community man, like I said. I enjoy it. I am very self-sustained. I told y'all, my whole thing about being self-sustained is the more and more that I give to my people, I will be self-sustained. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't always going to be even, right? It ain't. I know. I get it. I get it. It's all gravy. But I really, really love this show, bro. I never contemplated on not doing this show. To anybody who thought that, and because I heard that, not a lot. The show is dope. I already know my shit going down in the time capsule, John, bro. Shit ain't about popularity, bro. I'm telling y'all, y'all, because people be asking me like, how you get paid? I get paid from the human capital, bro. The connection that I have with people. Because they hold together. They be tight. You know what I mean? And it's a remembrance of it. That's just the networking that come from it. You know what I mean? Like it's a crazy thing. Like it's funny because I'm known more for Eddie's house than I know him for PSA. Like when I move around, they like, you're boy from Eddie's house. And that's cool. Because that's another thing. I love what I do. I love what I have done. I love what I'm going to do. I see it already. You know what I'm saying? And the work is we do some dope shit. You know what I mean? We do some dope shit. So I'm going to rock with it. I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt about that shit. I love having this microphone sometimes because it's just like, this is my shit. This is the therapy, bitches. Like, so I talked about having stress on Men's Coffee Talk. Again, shout out to Kevin Brown, always reaching out, feeling that my voice is important and all these other black brothers' voices is important. It's a multi-generational conversation, what I really like. A lot of different viewpoints, a lot of people coming from different places as black men, and it's that patience on there to understand. I've been on some heated Johns. I've been heated on the John before. I'm going to keep it real. White doctor, say he working in our community for over 20 years, and I had the audacity, and I don't know how I was the only one that was kind of upset about this. People had whatever levels of relationship they had with him, but it was like, how you working in a black community for 20 years, and when black folk have iotropia? Look it up. Yes, look it up. Medical apartheid. Look it up in medical apartheid. But black people, excuse me, shit. I need some ginger. I gotta go to Hibiscus. Get my health together. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Earl. That's his name. Is it Earl? Ah, man. I think it's Earl. My bad, bro, if I'm banging your joint. This is my guy, too. I'll be there like every fucking day. Getting that healthy living in. Stop eating this meat. It's killing us. It's a war. Let me stop playing about that. That's a serious thing. Read African Holistic Health. I'm about to buy another one of them joints. But, yeah, man. I don't even know what the hell I was about to say, but there's some therapy shit going on. I'm smiling hard as shit, so I feel good. No, I was about to say, before my throat is banged up, I gotta get out of here. But listen, man, before I roll, man, this is cathartic. And when I get this program going on, I've been bringing some young folks on here and there, but it's going to be a more concentrated effort, and I bring them on here. One of the biggest things I want to teach about podcasting is the voice you get to get your voice out therapeutically. Yeah, you can have your platform to say a lot of things, and that's dope. Do that. Make sure your shit is informed. Make sure it's real. Make sure it's genuine. You ain't trying to mislead people just to get a name or whatever you going to do. But use that, John, so you could be able to get what you got going on out. You. Because that's more profitable than money, to make sure you all right. So I get up here and I get to talk. I get to say what I need to say. I get to get it out. And it should be feeling good. That's why I say it's never a day when I walk in the joint and I don't want to do the show. I look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get there. Even if I get 30 minutes, I'm late. I can get 30 minutes. I need it. Sit on that couch at Glockerware. Shout out to my brother Took, man. Shout out to the whole family at Glockerware. This is PSA, Philly Service Announcement, Takeover Tuesday. Tuesday, Takeover Love, Support, Grace, Social Activism, Resources, and Art. I am the assist. Shout out to the Queen, Raw Cannon. Shout out to all the cannons. My brother Mal. All the dark-skinned brothers I know, man. It seems like all I know is dark. Like, nah. All y'all dudes, man. I love y'all, man. Find a space to calm your brain, man. I love y'all. We out. That's what we doing out here.